Monday, the 28th of September, 1959, at the Gaiety Theatre in Dublin. The audience are there to watch the first showing of a new play called Posterity Be Damned, written by dramatist, author, songwriter, folk singer and all-round raconteur Dominic Behan. The house lights dim, the audience settles, and the curtains are raised to thunderous applause. The stage now bathed in light, Behan steps out and starts to sing. Come all ye young rebels, and list while I sing. Posterity Be Damned is about the search for an informer within the ranks of the Irish Republican Army, the IRA. It banishes fear with the speed. By way of a segue between each scene, Dominic Behan, who plays the role of a street ballad singer, sings another verse of his ballad, The Patriot Game. My name is O'Hanlon, and the audience is divided. Some love the play, while others simply hate it. And there I was As the curtain closes, one audience member is heard to cry out, "This is blasphemy." Another shouts, "Show a bit of respect for the IRA." Behan steps out from the wings again, gives a wry smile, raises his hands, and as if mocking the hecklers, starts to sing, How Can You Buy Killarney?
How can you buy Killarney?
This was really the first public airing of The Patriot Game, the words of which were penned by Behan in 1957, to the melody of Hear the Nightingale Sing, a song included on Burl Ives' 1956 album, In the Quiet of the Night. The Patriot Game, which would be the subject of controversy for many years to come, commemorated Fergal O'Hanlon, an IRA volunteer from Ballybay in County Monaghan. On New Year's Day, 1957, 20-year-old Fergal O'Hanlon, accompanied by 13 other volunteers, including Limerick man Sean South, launched an attack on the Royal Ulster Constabulary Barracks at Mones Cross, near Brookborough, in County Fermanagh. In the ensuing gun battle, Fergal O'Hanlon and Sean South were shot, both men dying from their wounds shortly after. The question must be asked, did Dominic Behan write The Patriot Game as a rebel song? Did he write it as a salute to the IRA? Well, it would be more accurate to say that The Patriot Game was not a rebel song, but that it was written by a rebel. That is, by someone who advocated and championed workers' rights. By someone who saw the mainstream political parties in Ireland as thorns in the sides of the Irish people. By someone who simply did not trust the leaders of any movement, who would choose to send young men to their deaths, while they themselves skulked safe in the shadows. Behan, who in the 1950s was a member of the Irish Unemployed Workers Movement, believed that young Fergal O'Hanlon, who had his whole life ahead of him, had been used as a pawn. Dominic Behan's nationalist credentials, of course, cannot be scoffed at. From a Republican and literate family, his father, Stephen, was in the old IRA, and his older brother, Brendan, served time in Borstal and in prison for IRA membership. And his uncle, Patrick Kearney, wrote the words of Oran Naveen, or the Soldier Song, the Irish national anthem. In an interview with the Belfast Telegraph, Behan said that he was moved to write the Patriot Game after seeing Fergal O'Hanlon's mother standing beside the lifeless body of her son. Having recorded the ballad in 1958, and again in 1964, on the 5th of April 1965, the BBC's Panorama production team decided to include the ballad in a programme about the recent Fine Gael rally in Dublin. The song played while party leader James Dillon mounted the speaker's podium. Behan was furious. In a telegram to a newspaper he fumed, "As a supporter of the Labour Party, I would like it to be known that I strongly object to the manner in which my song was used to introduce Mr. Dillon of Fine Gael, to whose party I am bitterly politically opposed." Behan was equally scathing in his condemnation of Fianna Fáil, as well as its leader, Eamon de Valera. So much so that he mentioned de Valera by name in the Patriot Game. De Valera, he said, was greatly to blame for shirking his part in the Patriot Game. This politically sensitive verse, including the verse about shooting policemen, who Behan describes in his song as lackeys of war, never guardians of peace, was usually omitted by other singers who subsequently recorded the ballad to disc. In the 1970s, when the Troubles were at their height in the North, Behan, who back in 1959 described himself as an angry, middle-aged man, was not at all happy to learn that the Patriot Game was being sung by some of those who supported the Provisional IRA. Truth is, he saw paramilitary forces on both sides of the northern conflict as scourges, persecutors of the working class. Speaking to the Dublin Evening Herald, he had this to say: "The Ulster Defence Association and all the others don't know any better. The Provisional IRA do know better. The Provos know, for example, that the men in the GPO in 1916 surrendered knowing they would be shot, rather than allow the civilian population to be hurt." Dominic Behan died in Glasgow in 1989. There is no doubt that he was an ardent Irish nationalist, a man dedicated to furthering the cause of the ordinary people of the nation he loved. As someone who spent his life speaking out against the corruption of power-hungry elites, it would be interesting to know what he made of Ireland today. Would he embrace what's happening and just quietly accept it as progress? Or would he accuse the politicians of having sold off their nation at a bargain price to their globalist paymasters, of pawning their country to corporate landlords, of being like Vidkun Quisling, the renowned and notorious Norwegian collaborator? The answer lies in the Patriot Game. Come all ye young rebels, and list while I sing. For love of one's land is a terrible thing. It banishes fear with the speed of a flame, and it makes us all part of the Patriot Game. My name is O'Hanlon, and I'm just gone 16. My home is in Monaghan, there I was weaned. I was taught all my life cruel England to blame. So now I'm a part of the Patriot Game. 'Tis barely 2 years since I wandered away with the local battalion of the bold IRA. I read of our heroes and wanted the same, to play up my part in the Patriot Game. They told me how Connolly was shot in the chair. His wounds from the battle all bleeding and bare, his fine body twisted, all battered and limp. They soon made me part of the Patriot Game. This Ireland of mine has for long been half free. 6 counties are under John Bull's monarchy, and still De Valera is greatly to blame for shirking his part in the Patriot Game. I don't mind a bit if I shoot down police. They're lackeys for war, never guardians of peace. But yet at deserters I'm never let in. Those rebels who sold out the Patriot Game. And now as I lie here with my body all holes, I think of those traitors who bargained and sold. I'm sorry my rifle has not done the same for the quislings who sold out the Patriot Game.